Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, December the 14th, 2023. Thursday, December the 14th. Okay, I had to start with this. Monica's in the house. Monica's in the house. And I'm telling you, they brought her back and they brought her back. Let's face it, I think we're going to find out Bobby died because I honestly, Finn, her telling Finn the hospital is backing him is not reason enough to bring this actress back. Really, it's not. They're bringing her back for something more monumental. And I think it is going to have something to do with Bobby. Oh. So today I'm going to be watching with, anticipation, a little anxiety because I don't know how they're going to do it, what they're going to say that's going to happen. Probably going to have a glass of wine later. And you know what, everybody? I'm going to be pissed off if it doesn't have anything to do with Bobby, right? Because I'm getting all this going on and we don't know what's going to go on. But anyway, Monica's back and, she and Tracy, because Tracy came in and said, "Are you ready to do this?" So they talked to Dr. Finn and he explains exactly what happened. And quite frankly, to me, I think what it's really going to hinge on is Dr. Finn told him to come back for more testing. Period. And Dr. Finn tried to get him to come back, repeatedly. But the guy went out of the country anyway. Anyway. So and my thing is, look, and I'm not an oncologist. We're talking a 2 month period. Now, some cancers are really, really fast spreaders, right? But if the guy would have come back, the stage his cancer really was in, would he still have died? That's interesting. Would a different test or a diagnosis just 2 months earlier, would that have made a difference? And actually, it could have. See, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm just saying, because let's face it, they're not getting rid of Dr. Finn. They really aren't. So something's going to, and Diane is so good that we feel it's a slam dunk in her favor, but somehow it's not going to be a slam dunk in her favor. Maybe they're going to find out that he did have a cancer diagnosis he knew about and didn't tell Dr. Finn about it. See, maybe there was something else he wanted to do that he felt he needed to go get done for his family, even though they come from money. But I don't know. There's a whole lot that could happen with this storyline that might make it a little more interesting. Because otherwise, why they bring that up? We hardly needed the malpractice suit. I mean, okay. So, but Monica's back, and the way it ended up, everybody, is um the hospital. Let me see that the hospital attorney came in and told them that her advice is that the hospital make their own private settlement and blame everything on Dr. Finn and let him fend for himself. Let Dr. Finn, right? So Monica says, we have listened to the story and we are going to back Dr. Finn. He did nothing wrong, right? And so the attorney says, well, as your counsel, I'm advising differently. And Monica looked and said, well, you heard our decision. Like, don't forget, you work for us. You're an attorney. We're the client, and I'm head of the board. Okay? You're going to do what I say do. So she got up and she went out, and Tracy found Finn. And Finn is like, we're friends. I didn't know you were going to be there. But we're friends. She goes, Finn, I'm representing the hospital. Our friendship has nothing to do with this. In this case, I'm not your friend. And I'm here to let you know what we, the hospital, has decided. Tracy can scare you, right? Because she's like, let's keep this professional. Okay, we could talk about backgammon later. So she tells him, and we've decided to back you. Straight face and all. And he was like, thank you, Tracy. Thank you. She goes, no, don't thank me. We found you did nothing wrong. Because she didn't pull no strings, possibly. Come on now. We know Tracy always pulls strings behind the scenes. She does. For her friends, her family, Tracy will make some things happen. So anyway, the hospital's gonna back Finn. And then we had this. Oh, Gregory and Alexis. We've got a new eatery in Port Charles. You remember how we had the Port Charles Grill, which is where Cyrus Renault is working. Look at here, Cafe Cherie. That's where Alexis met Gregory. And, she talked about, her family situation, Kristina gonna be a surrogate, and she sees the pitfalls that's gonna happen down the road. She sees it. And I see what she's talking about. I really do. But look, it's these grown women's, they made this decision. They made it, right? And Gregory tells them about, how he's getting weaker. And he's just happy that Finn is happy. He and Elizabeth are getting in a good place. Violet is happy. Chase in Brooklyn is happy. He said, so you know what? He almost said, my work is done. He said, everything is as it should be. And I'm happy for it. So look, I could have sworn we were going to get a misdiagnosis. I really did. I mean, I could see Gregory's character staying on the show. But you know what? Maybe not. I mean, I'm not going to lose any sleep if he actually dies. But he's here nor there, so keep him there, right? Somebody for Alexis to talk to, somebody for Tracy to actually kind of get an interest in, because she has a little hankering for him. So, oh, what was cute, and I don't think I got a picture of it, did I? Yes, I did. Robert, nope, not that picture. It's supposed to be this one. Robert and Diane had dinner, and Alexis took a ride share there, or one of them took a ride share to dinner at the Metro Court. And actually, I think Robert took the ride share, because he goes, I got to call my car. And Alexis says, why don't you forget about the car? Come home with me. And she goes, and spend the night. And Robert looked at her and he's like, wait a minute, like, spend the night not in our separate little sleeping bags? You mean spend the night and not talk all night like buddies? You mean spend the night? I'm surprised he didn't reach in his pockets for his little blue pills, everybody. Because he was just like, what? Huh? Okay. So they get to her house. She can hardly get that door unlocked and open. They making out big time right there at the door. She's giggling as they're going in. I'm like, go ahead, y'all, go ahead. Absolutely. You guys, you do the darn thing. And they're gonna be doing the darn thing. So oh, I'm telling you, good, great casting for Sonny's daughter. Doesn't she look like she could? No, really, she looked like she could be his granddaughter. But doesn't that look like that could be his daughter? I love her smile. General Hospital has some cute, cute kids on the show. They really do. I gotta hand it to them. Because even Avery is cute too. I mean, they got some lookers. and good little actors and actresses. So Sonny and Donna were out to dinner at the Metro Court because Donna turned her grades around and got a good report card because she used to be talking too much, which brought her grades down. She wanted Kristina. She wanted Sonny to have Kristina there. So Kristina was like, "Oh, I love having dinner with my favorite sister and my father," right? And so little Avery asked Sonny, no, Donna asked Sonny, "When are you and Ava gonna have a baby? I'm tired of being the baby of the family," you know? And he goes, "Well, for a lot of reasons, that's not gonna happen. But you know what, honey? You're always gonna be my baby." And Kristina says, "Look, I have been the baby of the family. I have been the middle sister of the family. And guess what? I like being the baby the best." And so Kristina starts to smile Avery starts to smile and Kristina says, "You know what, Avery? Why don't you order dinner for me?" So she gives her the menu. She goes, "Okay." So she's looking at the menu as if she could read that whole menu. Come on now. Avery only knows, look, cheeseburger and fries at the Metro Court. Come on. That's probably what she ordered for Kristina. So she wanted the creme brulee, where they heat it up. And so the Trish, who's the, what do you call it, maitre d', Sunny asked her to take Avery to the kitchen and show her how to make one. And I thought, since when would Trish double as a cook? But okay. I said maitre d', hostess. Hostess a lot of times never set foot in the kitchen, Sonny. But I guess Trish is thinking, okay, I've got my phone. There's YouTube. Or realistically, go back in the kitchen to the shelf, saying, "Hey, you know what? Make a creme brulee. Little Miss Donna would like to see it made. She wants one for come on, Trish didn't make that." So that gave Sonny and Kristina a chance to be alone. And Kristina tells him she's going to be Molly's surrogate. And he looked at her, and the camera paused with him just looking like, "Wait, what?" But Sonny, when it came back, he says, "Have you thought this through?" And she says, "Yes, I have." Because he was saying, um, before they got to that, he says, what's going on with you?" And she's telling him where she's at with the foundation and how well it's going and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, "Kristina, you're telling me all about business. What's going on in your personal life?" He says, "What about that singer friend of yours?" And Kristina looked, she's like, wait, you mean Blaze? Why would you mention Blaze?" He said, "Because in Puerto Rico, when she came, you lit up." And she's kind of blushing a little bit. She goes, "Blaze and I are friends." He goes, "Okay, but I'm just saying, you light up when that friend comes around." And so she kind of, that's when she changed the subject. "So, Dad, um, family's going to be expanded." I forget how she says it. And she goes, "I'm going to be Molly and Kristina's surrogate." And he looked at her, and then that's when the camera kind of cut. And when he came back, he goes, "You thought it through?" She goes, "Yes, we have. Me, TJ, and Molly, we've thought it through. And I want to do this for my sister." He says, "So you're going to put your personal life on hold for 9 months for this?" And she looked at him. She says, "I want to do this." And he goes, Sonny doesn't, he's not Alexis. He pretty much lets her make her own decisions. And he knew it really wasn't up for him to what can he say? She was just giving him her news, you know? And my thing is, having Blaze would be right there with her, helping her through that, you know? And sharing it, enjoying things with her with that. That's the way I would think it would happen, but we'll see. How they're going to write it, we shall see, because she hasn't told Blaze yet. Yeah, no, she hasn't told Blaze yet. So that was an interesting dinner. But what was good, and I love this, is Carly, Ava calls Carly to pick up Avery from wherever Avery was at, some kind of activity, because this is night, right? And or her after school activities, and then Carly took her back to Kelly's, and Carly got her dinner and everything, and she brought her back home to Ava. And so Ava's like, thank you so much for picking up Avery. You know, this move, it was just so hectic, and I needed to get her room ready. And Carly says, oh, no problem. You know, I'll do everything for anything for Avery. And so Alexis says, yeah, you know, I just, I'm so happy you got her dinner, because I was going to have to order something and it's already late. And now look, she was so full, and from her day, she goes, she's already asleep. She goes, that was just a big help. Thank you, Carly. And she goes, okay. She says, all right, Ava. She goes, and goodness, and I'm saying home, this is so much better than Windermere. Being back here is so much better. And she goes, and this is where I'm going to stay. And Carly's like, good, because Avery has moved around a lot. She goes, yeah, I know, but you know, this is where I'm going to stay, and blah, blah, blah. So Carly says, okay, so, you know, and then Ava was saying why she's so busy. You know, she's so busy dealing with the move. The gallery's going to have a huge opening the next week, and this, that, and the other. And Carly says, you know, Ava, you haven't mentioned, because Carly asked her, how are you doing? And she goes, busy, blah, 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 blah. She goes, you haven't mentioned your boyfriend being killed. And Ava looked at her. She goes, first of all, Austin was not my boyfriend. And Carly's like, but you guys are seeing each other. You know, she goes, no, come on now. You know, she goes, how are you doing with that? Well, I mean, it was like, I mean, it happened. I don't know. She goes, have the police questioned you? Why would the police question me? And Carly looked at her, and Carly sits down and said, Ava, you know how this works. You were seeing Austin. Everybody knows that. His cousin Mason kidnapped you. And now Austin, he goes, they work for Cyrus Renault. And now Austin has turned up dead. She goes, the police are they're gonna question you. If they haven't questioned you already, and you know Dante did already question her. She goes, if they have not questioned you already, Ava, they're gonna question you. And so Ava's cat and mousing it, you know, being Ava kind of, but and getting defensive of Carly. And Carly says, look, I'm going to tell you this. And she gets up. She says, you are struggling. You are. She goes, I can see it. She says, you've gotten yourself into something, Ava. Something is happening to you. You don't want to tell me about it, fine. But you got to think about Avery. I always think about it. She goes, you have to think about Avery and how this is going to affect her. She goes, so if you don't want to tell me, she said, then you better tell the one person that can help you. You better go to Sonny. And you better tell him what's happening, because something is happening here. See, Cardi could tell. Now, Nina saying go to the police. Carly saying, you better go to Sonny so he can get a handle on this. And she left. And so then Ava goes, and now she has a desk on the other side with a little private safe or safety compartment. And she puts her code in, which was a long code, opens it up, and there's the letter. And now the gun is in there. And I thought, You better not have picked that up with your bare hands, with your fingerprints on that gun. You better not have. And guess what? I wouldn't be keeping it at my house. I already know, yes, it's in a coded box, but who's to say there's not a camera in there? Just like somebody put that note in, you don't know how they got to your purse. You don't know what else is in there. They're gonna watch you put that code in from the picture on the wall. You got your child in that house with you. There is no way I would have kept that gun there. She should have wrapped that thing up, went to the pier and threw it in the pier. Get rid of that gun. There's no reason to keep it. Ava has her own gun. She used to walk around with it in her purse. So why would you keep that? That should be the first thing destroyed and gone. You call Sonny, look, this is what happened, and this was left here. Sonny'd be like, oh no, we getting rid of that. He'd have Dex come take care of that. Oh my goodness. So much could happen, and Ava is just ignoring the fact, which is can't you see the difference in writers? The new or the substitute writers had her telling Sonny everything, and Sonny doing everything he could to protect her. The old writers that are back are having her do the exact opposite. I don't get that. I don't get it at all. Especially when Sonny told her, if something is going on, Ava, just last week, you better tell me so I can protect you. So let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. Earn says, fantastic review. Engaging insights and entertaining delivery. Can't wait for another update or the next update. Why, thank you so much. I am says, I think it's Nicholas hunting Ava, but Nick never actually killed anyone, which gives me Victor tease. Well, Victor's dead. Ava should hire Spinelli and wire her house and warehouse. Yes, I mean, come on now. Let's get some eyes and ears and hidden cameras in there. Cyrus could have had Austin killed. I believe that. And Nicholas has never been a killer before. So I don't see Nicholas shooting anyone, but I do see Nicholas scaring and terrorizing Ava to get back at her. I definitely see that. But let's not forget, everybody, who's off the canvas for a few weeks, visiting his mother. Cyrus could be up to a lot of stuff right now. He could be putting a lot of things in play right now. So let's not rule out Cyrus Renault. I am says, it's true. Alexis has always favored Molly. She sees herself or what she would have been in Molly. Alexis sees Kristina as flawed. Had she approached Chrissy in a loving manner, it would have been more perspective, or I would say more positive. And then Don says Ava should be acting like herself, not a scared kitten. She was in a mafia family, killing people for no reason, taking charge, threatening people. She's been acting so dumb for several years. She never acts scared like these writers are having her act. I know this is out of character for her. Let's see. Let her get out there and take care of business. Lisa says, Brennan just invited himself to get some hot chocolate. He is so full of it, trying to find out more about Carly. P. Merle says, Cyrus could be gaslighting Ava just as well. I'm with you, P. Merle. After all, she messed up his plans to get rid of Sonny. I'm not sure I like Sam and Dante casting aspirations on Anna's character. Dante hasn't solved a crime since he came to Port Charles, and now he's a Sherlock Holmes. Um, is Nick digging Ava's or drugging Ava's martinis? When did she become such a wimpette? You know what's funny? They are making it like Anna, and Anna did do some double agent stuff. I remember that when she was undercover though. But remember, for a large number of years, Anna Devane was her character was on All My Children. She was in love with David Hayworth. She was pregnant, lost their child, you know. So Anna was chief of police there too. I mean, so Anna had a long, long life, and her character has always been good, pretty much, you know. Let's see. Fanny says, I still say it's Nicholas that's scaring Ava over the fence. NK Rose says they finally gave Felicia a storyline. So she has brought her A game and she's doing it. And I'm liking Felicia. NK Rose says Ava needs to lay off the martinis. Sabrina says, hey, Daily Recap lady, Ava is so stupid. She knows it's Nicholas. She needs to tell Sonny before the gun is found in her possession. I know. That's a no-brainer. She needs to put those martinis down and get her head in the game before she ends up in jail. Carly is in La La Land. She better wake up before Brennan kidnaps her and Donna, along with Ava and Avery. I'm not sure if you remember, but when Adam first came on the canvas, he was into Trina. I do remember that. He made rude comments to Jocelyn about the pictures of her and Cam. Yes, he did. I remember he met her at lunch. I mean, they were at Kelly's one day, and she thought he just needed some help studying, and he brought up those pictures. Yeah, I remember Adam. And Jocelyn, he apologized and she forgave him. So I think because Trina and Jocelyn were into his music and Trina was the most interested, he may go back to being into Trina again. If that's the case, our jealous prince is not going to like it at all. But because Dex doesn't like him either, this may be an opportunity for Dex and Spencer to bond. And Lucy says, I agree. General Hospital is moving along slowly, but at least it's moving along. A and not stalling and not stalled out off the tracks. Ron says Monica shows up out of nowhere telling Dr. Finn the hospital is going to back him, but the general hospital attorney doesn't think she told him, saying you better rethink the decision. Yeah, well, she ain't gonna rethink that decision. So anyway, that is it for Comic Corner. Comic Corner. I will be back. Now tomorrow's Friday. So let's see if the Bobby passing is aired. Let's see if it's gonna be this Friday. I'm nervous, y'all. I'm nervous about that. So I'll be back with another daily recap of General Hospital.